The story begins in the aftermath of Goku's death, a decade after his heroic sacrifice to protect Earth from a catastrophic threat. The world has moved on, but the legacy of Goku's strength and determination continues to inspire those he left behind. Among them, his son Gohan and his eternal rival Vegeta have taken on the mantle of Earth's protectors, each driven by their own motivations. Gohan, now a scholar and family man, struggles to balance his responsibilities with the latent power he inherited from his father. Vegeta, on the other hand, remains consumed by his pride and relentless pursuit of surpassing Goku, even in death. The peace they've fought so hard to maintain is about to be shattered by a new, unimaginable threat, one that will push them to their limits and beyond. The story opens on a serene day in West City, where Gohan is spending time with his family. Though he has largely retired from combat, the memories of his father's battles and the lessons he learned from them linger in his mind. He trains occasionally, not out of a desire for strength but to honor his father's legacy. Meanwhile, on the outskirts of the city, Vegeta trains alone in a gravity chamber, his body drenched in sweat as he pushes himself to new heights. His obsession with surpassing Goku has only intensified since his rival's death, and he has spent the last decade refining his skills and unlocking new levels of power. Despite his gruff exterior, Vegeta's determination is fueled by a deep respect for Goku, a respect he would never admit aloud. The tranquility of their lives is disrupted when a massive energy surge is detected on the far side of the planet. The Z fighters are alerted, and Gohan and Vegeta are the first to respond. As they arrive at the source of the disturbance, they are confronted by a mysterious figure cloaked in dark energy. The figure introduces himself as Zorn, a warrior from a distant galaxy who has come to Earth seeking the legendary Super Saiyan power. Zorn's presence is menacing, his aura radiating a cold, oppressive force that sends chills through the air. He reveals that he has been observing Earth for years, waiting for the right moment to challenge its strongest warriors. With Goku gone, he sees Gohan and Vegeta as the perfect test subjects for his own power. The battle begins with Zorn launching a flurry of energy blasts at Gohan and Vegeta, forcing them to dodge and counter with precision. Gohan, though rusty, taps into his latent power, his muscles bulging as he transforms into a Super Saiyan. His golden aura flares as he charges at Zorn, delivering a powerful punch that sends the enemy skidding across the ground. Vegeta, ever the strategist, observes Zorn's movements before joining the fray. His attacks are calculated and brutal, each strike aimed at exploiting weaknesses in Zorn's defenses. The two Saiyans fight in tandem, their combined strength forcing Zorn to reveal more of his power. Zorn smirks as he begins to glow with a dark, purplish energy. His speed and strength increase dramatically, and he counters their attacks with ease. He lands a devastating blow on Gohan, sending him crashing into a nearby mountain. Vegeta, enraged by the sight of his comrade being struck down, powers up to Super Saiyan 2, his aura crackling with electricity. He unleashes a barrage of energy blasts at Zorn, but the enemy warrior deflects them effortlessly. Zorn then closes the distance between them, delivering a series of rapid punches that leave Vegeta reeling. Despite his injuries, Vegeta refuses to back down, his pride and determination driving him forward. As the battle intensifies, Gohan rises from the rubble, his body glowing with a newfound energy. He taps into the power he once used to defeat Cell, transforming into a Super Saiyan 2. His aura merges with Vegeta's as they launch a coordinated assault on Zorn. The two Saiyans move in perfect sync, their attacks creating shockwaves that ripple through the landscape. Gohan lands a powerful kick to Zorn's chest, followed by Vegeta's signature Gallic gun, which engulfs the enemy in a massive explosion. For a moment, it seems as though they have gained the upper hand, but Zorn emerges from the smoke unscathed, his power continuing to grow. Realizing that their current forms are not enough, Gohan and Vegeta exchange a determined look. They both know what must be done. With a roar, they push their bodies to the limit, their auras merging into a blinding light. The ground shakes as they ascend to new heights of power, their hair turning silver and their muscles expanding with raw energy. They have achieved Super Saiyan 5, a transformation thought to be impossible. The sheer magnitude of their power causes the sky to darken, and the air around them crackles with energy. Zorn, for the first time, shows a hint of fear as he realizes the extent of their strength. The final moments of the battle are a blur of motion and energy. Gohan and Vegeta move with incredible speed, their attacks landing with devastating force. Gohan's fists glow with energy as he delivers a series of powerful punches, each one shaking the ground beneath them. Vegeta follows up with a massive energy wave that engulfs Zorn, the force of the blast creating a crater in the earth. Zorn struggles to withstand their combined assault, but his defenses begin to crumble under the sheer power of the Super Saiyan 5 transformation. With one final, coordinated attack, Gohan and Vegeta unleash a beam of energy that pierces through Zorn's defenses, obliterating him in a blinding explosion. As the dust settles, Gohan and Vegeta stand victorious, their bodies slowly returning to their base forms. The battle has taken its toll, but they have proven that Goku's legacy lives on through them. However, as they catch their breath, they sense a new, even greater threat approaching. The peace they fought so hard to protect is once again in jeopardy, and they know that their journey is far from over. The stage is set for an even greater challenge, one that will test their strength, their resolve, and their bond as warriors. The story of Gohan and Vegeta's journey to protect Earth and honor Goku's legacy has only just begun. The story picks up 10 years after the death of Goku, with the universe in a fragile state. The once unified Z fighters have scattered, each pursuing their own paths. However, a new threat emerges, one that forces old rivals to reunite. The mysterious entity known as Void, a being born from the remnants of erased timelines, begins to consume planets, leaving only emptiness in its wake. Its power is unlike anything the Z fighters have faced before, and it seeks to erase all existence to restore balance to the multiverse. The battle begins on Earth, where Vegeta and Gohan, now both capable of achieving Super Saiyan 5, stand as the last line of defense. The fight starts with Vegeta charging headfirst into the fray, his Super Saiyan 5 form radiating an intense golden aura mixed with streaks of silver. His movements are precise, each punch and kick calculated to exploit Void's weaknesses. However, Void's form is fluid, shifting and reforming with every blow. Vegeta's fists slam into Void's chest, only for the entity to dissolve into a dark mist and reappear behind him, delivering a devastating energy blast that sends Vegeta crashing into a mountain. Gohan, hovering above, watches intently, analyzing Void's movements. He realizes that brute force alone won't be enough. Vegeta, we need to coordinate our attacks. Gohan shouts, his voice cutting through the chaos. Vegeta growls in frustration but nods, acknowledging the need for strategy. Gohan transforms into Super Saiyan 5, his aura flaring with a mix of golden and blue energy. His power is immense, but he channels it with the discipline of a scholar and warrior combined. He launches a barrage of energy blasts, each one aimed at Void's core. Void dodges most of them, but Gohan's attacks are a distraction, allowing Vegeta to recover and rejoin the fight. Together, they unleash a synchronized assault, their movements a blur of speed and power. Vegeta focuses on close-range combat, his fists and feet striking with relentless fury, while Gohan provides support from a distance, firing precise energy beams to keep Void off balance. For a moment, it seems like they might gain the upper hand. But Void adapts quickly. The entity's form shifts again, this time splitting into multiple shadowy clones. Each clone mirrors Void's power, and they swarm Vegeta and Gohan from all directions. The battlefield becomes a chaotic whirlwind of energy blasts, explosions, and rapid movements. Vegeta grits his teeth, his pride refusing to let him back down. Is this all you've got? He roars, powering up even further. His aura intensifies, and he begins to push past his limits, his body straining under the immense energy. Gohan, too, feels the pressure, but he remains calm, his mind racing to find a solution. We need to combine our attacks, Gohan says, his voice steady. If we can concentrate our energy into one point, we might be able to disrupt Void's core. Vegeta hesitates for a moment, his pride clashing with the necessity of teamwork. But the stakes are too high, and he finally relents. Fine, but don't get in my way, he mutters. The two warriors position themselves back to back, their auras merging into a single, overwhelming force. They focus their energy into their hands, creating a massive sphere of golden and silver light. Void's clones converge on them, but Vegeta and Gohan release their combined attack in a blinding explosion of energy. The shockwave obliterates the clones and sends Void reeling, its form flickering as if struggling to maintain cohesion. The victory is short-lived. Void recovers quickly, its form solidifying once more. You cannot defeat me, it intones, its voice echoing with an otherworldly resonance. I am the Void, the absence of all things. Your efforts are futile. Vegeta and Gohan exchange a glance, both realizing that they need to dig even deeper. Vegeta's eyes narrow, and he clenches his fists. If this is what it takes, then so be it, he says, his voice filled with determination. He begins to channel his energy in a way he's never done before, his body glowing with an intense light. Gohan, too, pushes himself further, his aura shifting from golden to a radiant blue. The two warriors are on the verge of unlocking a new level of power, one that could turn the tide of the battle. The final clash begins with a thunderous roar as Vegeta and Gohan launch themselves at Void, their movements faster and more powerful than ever before. Vegeta's punches now carry the weight of a collapsing star, each strike creating shockwaves that ripple through the battlefield. Gohan's energy blasts are precise and devastating, cutting through Void's defenses like a hot knife through butter. Void fights back with equal ferocity, its attacks unpredictable and relentless. The battlefield is a maelstrom of energy, the ground cracking and crumbling under the sheer force of their power. As the battle reaches its climax, Vegeta and Gohan find themselves pushed to their absolute limits. Their bodies are battered and bruised, but their spirits remain unbroken. With a final, desperate effort, they combine their energy once more, this time creating a massive energy sword that glows with the combined power of their Super Saiyan 5 forms. They charge at Void, their movements synchronized as they plunge the sword into Void's core. The entity lets out a deafening scream as its form begins to disintegrate, the energy sword disrupting its very essence. The battlefield is engulfed in a blinding light as Void is finally destroyed, its presence erased from existence. As the light fades, Vegeta and Gohan stand victorious, their bodies trembling with exhaustion. The cost of their victory is high, but the universe is safe once more. Vegeta looks at Gohan, a rare expression of respect in his eyes. "You fought well," he says, his voice gruff but sincere. Gohan nods, a small smile on his face. "We couldn't have done it without each other," he replies. The two warriors stand together, their bond forged in the heat of battle, ready to face whatever challenges the future may hold. The final battle in 10 reaches its climax as the universe teeters on the brink of destruction. The malevolent entity, Zarkon, a being born from the remnants of the shadow dragons and the dark energy of the universe, stands at the center of the chaos. His power is unmatched, his presence a suffocating force that threatens to consume everything. Against him stand two warriors who have pushed themselves beyond their limits, Vegeta and Gohan, both now transformed into Super Saiyan 5, their silver hair shimmering with energy, their auras blazing like supernovas. The battlefield is a desolate wasteland, the ground cracked and scorched from the sheer intensity of their clashes. The air is thick with tension, every movement a blur of speed and power. Vegeta charges first, his fists clenched, his eyes burning with determination. He launches a flurry of punches, each strike carrying the weight of his pride and resolve. Zarkon deflects them effortlessly, his dark energy forming a shield that absorbs the impact. But Vegeta doesn't relent. He channels his energy into a massive Gallic gun, the beam surging forward with blinding light. Zarkon counters with a wave of his hand, the beam dissipating into nothingness. "Is that all you have, Saiyan?" Zarkon sneers, his voice dripping with contempt. Vegeta growls, his frustration mounting, but he refuses to back down. He knows this is his moment to prove himself, not just to his enemies, but to himself. He pushes his energy to its limits, his body trembling as he taps into a power he's never accessed before. His aura flares brighter, his muscles bulging as he screams, "This is for Kakarot. For my family. For the universe." With a final surge of energy, he unleashes a devastating final flash, the beam so powerful it tears through the fabric of space itself. Zarkon's shield cracks, but he still stands, his expression one of mild surprise. Gohan sees his opening. He flies in from above, his movements a blur of precision and speed. His fists strike like lightning, each blow aimed at Zarkon's weakened defenses. Gohan's transformation into Super Saiyan 5 has unlocked a new level of power, but it's his intellect and strategy that set him apart. He analyzes Zarkon's movements, predicting his counters and exploiting his weaknesses. "You're not invincible," Gohan says, his voice calm but filled with resolve. "No matter how powerful you are, you're still just a being of darkness. And light will always prevail." He channels his energy into a Kamehameha, the beam spiraling with a mix of raw power and controlled precision. Zarkon blocks it, but the force pushes him back, his feet digging into the ground. Gohan doesn't let up. He combines his energy with Vegeta's, their attacks converging into a single, unstoppable force. The explosion is blinding, the shockwave rippling across the universe. But even this isn't enough. Zarkon emerges from the smoke, his body battered but still standing. His laughter echoes through the battlefield, a sound that sends chills down their spines. "You fools," he says, his voice dripping with malice. "You think your petty light can defeat me? I am the embodiment of darkness itself." He raises his hand, and a massive sphere of dark energy forms above him, growing larger with every second. The ground shakes, the sky darkens, and the very fabric of reality begins to unravel. Vegeta and Gohan know this is it, the final moment. If they don't stop him now, the universe will be consumed. Vegeta looks at Gohan, his expression uncharacteristically soft. "You've grown, boy," he says, a hint of pride in his voice. "Your father would be proud." Gohan nods, his eyes filled with determination. "We can do this," he says. Together. They clasp hands, their auras merging into a single, radiant light. The energy is overwhelming, their bodies pushed to the absolute limit. They channel every ounce of their power, their screams echoing through the void. The light grows brighter and brighter until it engulfs the entire battlefield. Zarkon's sphere of darkness is consumed, his form disintegrating under the sheer force of their combined energy. The explosion is cataclysmic, the shockwave rippling across the universe, but when the light fades, Zarkon is gone. The darkness has been vanquished. The aftermath is both triumphant and somber. Vegeta collapses to his knees, his body exhausted but his spirit unbroken. Gohan stands beside him, his breathing heavy but his heart filled with relief. They've done it. They've saved the universe. But the cost is heavy. The battlefield is a wasteland, the scars of their battle a reminder of the sacrifices made. As they look out over the horizon, they know their actions have changed the universe forever. The balance of power has shifted, and the future is uncertain. But one thing is clear, they've proven that even in the face of overwhelming darkness, light can prevail. In the days that follow, the universe begins to heal. The Z fighters gather to honor their fallen comrades and celebrate their victory. Vegeta and Gohan stand side by side, their bond stronger than ever. They've reached new heights of power, but more importantly, they've proven that even in the absence of Goku, the spirit of the Saiyans lives on. The universe is safe, but the future holds new challenges. And as they look to the stars, they know they'll be ready. For now, they've earned their rest, their legacy secured in the annals of history. The final battle may be over, but their journey is far from finished.